So got you up Sparrowfart in the morning. He takes about 45 minutes just to open his eyes.
Honestly, mate, unearthly time of the day. I mean, what is the time?
The time now is 20 to 7.
A bit too early for me.
We've been up nearly 2 hours, haven't we? I've organised everything. He came, stopped at my place last night. You wouldn't have even got there, would you?
I said, when he went to bed last night with his missus, and I said, Kev, I don't want to hear any heavy breathing, and all I heard was some heavy snoring.
Heavy snoring, yeah, that's me straight down.
There weren't much going on.
I'm on the job.
I had me ear to the wall, Kev, but
what did you?
Apart from
a cup to the wall, were you trying to?
Yeah,
so were you looking through the keyhole?
Apart from some breaking wind, that's all I heard.
Too much information.
Off to Munich, mate.
Yeah, we've been looking forward to this one, haven't we?
Yeah.
Nearly got cancelled. The flights were cancelled last weekend. Munich airport frozen cold, wasn't it?
Yeah,
they shut the airport.
When it gets cold in Munich, Kev, it gets cold.
You know about it.
You proper know about it.
Yeah.
You think it gets cold in the UK. Munich's a different level, I tell you.
Yeah. So you bought the big coat.
Yeah.
What did you forget?
I don't know. I forgot something, can I?
You forgot your gloves.
Oh yeah, I forgot my gloves.
Forgot his gloves. Yeah. So who came to the rescue?
Kev's come to the rescue. Filofax Kev.
Yeah.
Yeah, looking forward to it, mate. To be honest, I mean, I haven't been here for probably 7 or 8 years. And you know, we used to come here probably 6 times a year, and I did that for 10 years. So I've been to Munich literally dozens and dozens of times.
Have you told them why we're going there?
We're going to the watch fair.
Yes.
The WTA watch show fair, whatever you want to call it. It's Saturday is trade only, Sunday is trade and public. They will be very, very strict about filming, very strict. They're very security conscious. I don't know what footage we'll get, if any, of the actual fair itself, but we'll do our best.
But it's a used dealer fair, not a brand fair.
It's a proper, so to explain it better for the viewers, it's a proper grey market affair.
Yeah, like IWJG in America.
But these are dealers from all around Europe. Of course, since we come out of the EU, all the British dealers really no longer go.
No advantage, you've got to pay VAT.
No, at one time, Kev, probably a third of the show would have been Brit dealers going out there to buy and sell.
Buy and sell. Well, you did. You used to go regularly, didn't you? Come back with suitcases.
I used to buy lots of stuff. The thing is now is that obviously, you know, you'd have VAT to pay coming back. The security got a little bit iffy out there at one stage. Had a few problems, but I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I love Munich as a city, and it's a nice time to go. Christmas fair's there.
Christmas market,
Munich's a beautiful city anyway. I'm going to treat you to something called sauerkraut. I don't know if you've ever had it.
We've spoken about this the other night.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to the cabbage.
It's like boiled cabbage with, I've never had anything like it in my life.
Yeah, the Wiener Schnitzel, that's what I'm looking for.
I want to get you hooked up with some, what do they call it, some of that German...
Lederhosen.
Lederhosen, is it?
I thought he was going to hook me up with a German brass then.
Oh, no, nothing like that. No, I want to get you dressed up as a... Because you could very well be German, very easily.
Yeah.
ايش خطر على بالك تخليها تدفع حق البنزين والغسل السيارة؟
اللي قال له اذا انت قلت لي سلمها صفر وانا فوتها واعطيتها اياها، قلت لي شو ما بتسلميها سلميها.
ودفعت لك هيك عادي غسيل السيارة والمازوطات؟
ايه عادي 15 غسيل السيارة و105.
I don't like trams.
قلت لها شو ما تسلم السيارة عادي.
You're not on a tram. Go on, son, away we go.
Guten Abend, meine Deutsch Freundin. No, Freundin is women, and we're not going to do that.
There you go. See, he ain't got a clue what he's talking about. Look, waffling on all week about being able to speak German. Cheers, Kev.
Wir haben zwei Weißbier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good
and
luck.
It's aptly named, look. Paulander.
You like Munich?
Munich's fine, yeah. It's a little chilly, but not as cold as I was expecting. So we're going to have an early night, have a bit of dinner in the hotel, and then off to the show tomorrow.
Yeah,
Tell us
first
about
day.
that then, because I've not been to that before.
Well, I think I've mentioned before, we used to come here a lot, 5-6 times a year. It's a really great, friendly show. Dealers from all over Europe. Look, I'm not going to lie, you got to be careful. You got to know what you're doing, you got to know who you're dealing with. If you're inexperienced and you're a bit foolish, you might end up buying something that's not quite what it's pretending to be.
So they'll take advantage of you?
I think there are dealers everywhere that will take advantage of you.
Of naivety, yeah.
Not just in the watch business, in any business. But these are a mixture of top-class professional dealers, mid-dealers, right down to sort of people that are, we might call today backpack flippers, if you like. So you've got a real mixture.
Yeah.
And there's also a lot of runners at the show as well. And for those of you that don't know what a runner is, they run around, they
go from one booth.
They go from
take
one
that,
booth
yeah.
to another, take that somewhere else, try and get a small profit,
Yeah.
try and flip it at the show. So there's, it's a lot of hustle and bustle and wheeling and dealing. So you got to be careful. But look, Kev, I can't lie. I used to come out here and spend an absolute fortune. And before Watchfinder changed hands many years ago, their buyers used to be at all the shows here, and they would just literally walk through and go, right, I'll take that, and that. Often they wouldn't even look at them. They just look in a cabinet full of 20 or 30 Rolex sports models, and they go, right, that, and that's how they would buy them,
And those are the days pre-Brexit where there was no limit to how much money you could bring in cash,
Yeah.
and how many watches you could take back.
Yeah,
So
and we used to bring
free
obscene
market.
amounts of cash through, frightening amounts of cash. And look, there's plenty of stories to be told here. A few years back, there was a Chinese dealer. I can't remember if he was Chinese or Japanese, but whatever. He had like a couple of €100,000 stolen from a bag. He left his bag by the desk, got distracted, and then it's gone. There was many years ago, there was an argument between two Italian dealers in the hotel lobby that got quite heated and become a bit physical. The next show, we found out that one of those dealers had been shot in Italy and was dead. There's some real heavy shit goes down sometimes.
Yeah, some heavy types, yeah.
Well, I think when you're, I don't want to feed into the narrative that sometimes goes around the pre-owned watch market is dodgy, but there are elements of the pre-owned watch market, just like there are elements of any industry where there's huge amounts of money involved. Wherever there's big finance, you'll find people that are, prepared to.
Will there be big booths, like, when we've been to the London Watch Show and Spencer puts up his booth with all his naming lights?
Yeah,
and
some
signs
are bigger than others. Some are bigger than others. Some really put
Others
themselves
just one
out.
glass cabinet with half a dozen watches laid in it.
Yeah, exactly. But what I always used to love here more than anything, guys always talk about find me another one.
Yeah.
This
Unique
is
pieces.
Yeah, this is a sort of show where you can come to, and honestly, you could come to this show if you know what you're doing. You could come here, spend £1,000 on staying in one of the best hotels. You could go out and
You mean
enjoy
the hotel
yourself.
that we should have been in?
The hotel
if
we should have been.
we
We'll tell them
hadn't.
about that in a minute, yeah. But you can literally pay for all your trip and a nice bit of profit just by finding one watch that is the right watch. And I've done that many times in the past. Gone home with half a dozen pieces that really have been real good earners for me.
Yeah, paid for the weekend.
And you find something
and
different
stuff.
as well. You find something different, unusual, that you're not going to find at home. And that's the bit that I think I used to like the most. It was the chase, the hunt, the challenge of finding something. And no doubt, we'll walk around there and I'll be pointing stuff out to you. I'll go, look, Kev, that, there's a profit in that. There's a profit in that. There's a big profit in that. You know, I haven't been here for probably 8-9 years, but I don't think I've lost my touch.
No. Well, you know because it's the old stuff. The modern stuff you're not up to speed on.
Well, the real modern stuff. I mean, like, you know, the latest releases, because I've never dealt in those.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I've never bought and sold the latest Daytona. I've never bought and sold the latest Submariner. But, you know, the older models, then yeah, that's right up my street. Or up my Strasse, seeing as we're in Germany.
Indeed, yeah.
There you go.
Or Autobahn.
Yeah.
Talking of the latest models, we did wander into Rolex, didn't we? Security guard was a bit objectionable, wasn't he? And then he looked around and saw there was no one in there, said, okay, you can go. Offered us into the store to look at...
That was quite funny, actually, the way he stopped us from going in.
Yeah.
But didn't realise there was actually no one in the store. Then he went, oh, okay, you can come in.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, mate. You know, really appreciate that.
Yeah. They had a new model reference Daytona on display, but it wasn't for sale. In fact, nothing was for sale. I'm not surprised at that, but nothing was for sale.
Yeah, she was quite not abrupt, but like, oh, you know, nothing's for sale, nothing. And Kevin said, what? Nothing at all? Not even like a ladies' day? Just nothing, nothing. Like, as much as say, don't be stupid. Of course, there's nothing for sale.
Yeah.
You know, what do you expect to find in a watch shop? A watch for sale?
Yeah.
Don't be stupid.
Contrast that with Amiga, we could have tried everything on.
Oh, actually, we're going to have some dinner.
I'm hungry, yeah.
Yeah, let's go and have some dinner, and we'll get back on the road tomorrow down at Maximilian Strasse, and as always,
So for now,
you're coming with us. Lotus Electro. Look at the wing mirrors inside on a screen. Crazy. Nice, Kev, isn't it?
I like it. The only thing I don't like is the way manufacturers are doing this big tablet on the dashboard that's independent rather than integrated.
Why do you not like that?
It just looks like it's an afterthought.
Yeah, it needs to go set in, doesn't it?
Integrated, yeah.
Looks like you've plonked an iPad there, doesn't it? I get you. Nice thing though. Love the colour.
Yeah, the other thing about iPads is if you're OCD like me, they get covered in thumbprints.
Yeah.
And then when you wipe them, then you end up doing all the applications all
That's
at
your
once.
file of facts Kev coming out again, isn't it?
Unfortunately.
Here he is, look.
The other thing about it is that if you're on the move and you're going down a bumpy road and you want to touch up, you don't get. If you had a nice machine turned. You don't get a nice.
Look, he's lost his phone. The reason he's lost it is because I've got it.
Have you taken my phone? Have you taken my phone?
No. What's the matter? Where's it gone? He found it.
No. You've taken the dog.
I haven't got it. What?
I put it there.
I was just going to ask you what you thought of the show. Probably in your pocket, Kev. Check your pockets. Now you're making me laugh now.
Well, I can see it in your pocket.
Go on, I had you worried for a minute, didn't I?
Yeah. You did.
He's thinking of trying schnitzel. Do you think he'd like a bit of schnitzel?
You want us recap
He wants to try your schnitzel. So Kev, back at Munich airport, on our way home. You're probably what I would consider to be your first experience at a real watch fair.
A proper trade show,
Proper trade show. What did you make of
The
it?
London Watch Fair didn't really compare.
No, that was more
to this. This
more
was
of a public thing.
This is proper old school dealers, and very grumpy people. I thought mainly, they don't have a customer service bone in their body. You know, you ask them to look at something, you get a grunt. You have to ask them again.
And they throw it at you across the counter.
There it is. Yeah. Look, have it. You know that there's no salesmanship in it. Are you interested in it? Can I do you a deal? What's the price? They struggle to give you the price, and I didn't think, for the most part, much of it was that cheap. Especially when you have to take into account taking it home and paying the VAT and duty.
Yeah, I mean, I'll throw a
bargains.
bit of B-roll in. I mean, obviously you are absolutely not allowed to film in the venue. There was one guy there that I met that was also a YouTuber from the Czech Republic, and they threw him out for putting his camera up. But I did get a little bit of covert stuff, which I'll have popped in somewhere in this video, just to give you an idea of the feeling and the atmosphere. But it is very much all old school dealers. They're not really, they're not there to serve the public, Kev. You know, they're there to just deal amongst themselves.
They are. Well, yesterday was trade day, today was public day, effectively. So there would have been a number of general public there.
Not that you really know it, though.
Yeah, no, hard to tell between them. So, yeah, I mean, probably not, you know, not Mr. and Mrs. Schmidt going in to try and buy a watch, was it? You know,
no.
It was still people that looked like dealers. We did see watches being sold, bundles and bundles of cash. I mean, like that.
Piles of it.
Of 500 euro notes. What would that be? 100 grand?
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
it's just.
We estimated probably 20 million pounds worth of stock in that room.
I think, and the rest.
Do you think more?
Oh, yeah, much more. I mean,
and when they take money, they just toss it in the cabinet. You know,
so it's all on
50,
show.
50 grand, they just spill into the cabinet.
Yeah.
You know,
I would say there's probably close to 40-50 million pounds for gear in there. You know, and then you've got the money as well that they're all.
Did I say million or grand?
Million. No, you did say million.
I did, yeah.
But I think, you know, look, I'm going to defend them a little bit. It is known as a trade day.
Yes.
And one of the reasons that they're not particularly, you know, overly friendly, as it were, is that they don't really need to be, Kev. You know, the dealers know what they want. You know, if I'm looking around as a dealer, I don't need customer service spiel. I don't need sales spiel. I know exactly what I'm looking at, what I want. I know how much I want to pay for it, and you either do a deal or you don't.
Yeah.
I saw, you know, again, you know, I go back. This is my first time here for a number of years. Nothing has really changed. Still plenty of money to be made if you know what you're doing. Plenty of mistakes to be made if you don't know what you're doing.
Yes.
You will get eaten alive in that place if you walk in there as a, you know, a newbie, not knowing what you're doing. There's good and there's bad dealers in there. You know, there's some that I would trust. There's some that I wouldn't trust. And, you know, the fair has had its problems. They were telling us earlier on that they had, was it the VAT and the police?
Customs and excise were in there covertly and watching people do big deals in cash and then moving in and asking the questions. The show managed to get rid of them. They just left the hall and did it on the outside when people came out, got in their car, then they were on them.
And then they pulled them up outside.
Yep.
So, you know, look, this is one of the tough parts of being a watch dealer. You know, I mean, look, I'll always defend the dealers wherever I can. You know, they're just trying to earn a living. There's dealers coming from all over the world. I mean, it's like us, we haven't bought anything, but if we wanted to,
we'd have had to bought piles of cash.
We'd have had to have bought piles of cash.
And you can't bring more than 10,000 euros, can you?
You know, the dealers from all across the world that come over from China, Hong Kong, Japan, America, you know, all over the world. It's very difficult for everyone, you know, so I understand there's problems for them as well. So, but, you know, we met a viewer there, met quite a few people there that watch the channel, a lot of dealers, etc. You know, very positive reception in general. I think very positive reception.
You had your photo taken with a few people, didn't you? They recognised you.
Yeah, it's very nice as always. But you know, it's not a place for the faint-hearted.
Definitely not. I felt that.
Yeah, you felt a little bit out of
out of
your comfort zone.
Not entirely out of my comfort zone, but I didn't feel even so interested in looking and asking to take things out of a cabinet that I knew I wouldn't be purchasing, and that would have been time wasting, really.
Did you see anything that took your eye in particular?
Well, there was a really lovely GMT.
I'm going to give that a shout out, actually. Go on, you talk about that, and I'm going to tell the guys where it is. Go on.
Very nice root beer. I had my head turned onto one of those when we were up in Newcastle on the Newcastle Watch Weekend. We went into Watch Trader, and if any of you saw the video that we did there, they had a beautiful nipple dial GMT, and it had a wonderful leather strap, and the guy had even gone to the extent of having a gold leaf thread sewn into the strap. Really exceptional piece, but it was very expensive. It was my birth year, which was particularly attractive about it. But I want to say that it was 60,000 when they first had it. Certainly at the time we were in the shop. This, by comparison,
it wasn't a nipple dial, but it was a beautiful 16718 GMT, stunning condition, absolutely gorgeous, from a good dealer. His name's Franck Hempel from Time Elements. Frank, thank you for your offer. If anyone's interested in that GMT, this guy will have it. Nice man, and I'm sure he'll appreciate the shout out. Mm-hmm. But that would have been the watch that I probably would have liked to have bought home if it was possible.
Yeah.
The other thing that I think I've made my mind up about my next watch that I'm going to buy. Mm-hmm. I've always wanted one, never got round to buying one, but it's going to be my first purchase in 2024. Is an IWC Big Pilot perpetual calendar. I've always had an inkling for one, I've always fancied one, and I'm definitely going to buy one in the new year.
Big watch, not
Big
for me,
watch.
but I appreciate that we saw, well, you had your head turned onto it again in the IWC boutique,
yeah,
didn't you? We were looking at their watches, and the guy had one to show you, and you loved it, and
I just love the complication, I love the perpetual calendar.
526 years preset,
yeah,
isn't it?
Unimaginable. And I've always been a big fan of IWC. So yeah, that's going to be my first purchase of 2024. I'll chuck some other watches in that I thought were particularly interesting and quite rare. There's a bubble back from the 1940s that I thought was an amazing buy. These are the sort of things, I often talk about find another one.
Yeah.
Kev,
Yeah.
And some of the watches that I was showing you today, unfortunately we're not able to get them all on camera, but this is what I was saying to you, Kev, look, find another one of those, another one of those. And when we went to that cabinet where we saw that
Hong Kong dealer?
No, the quartz Rolex, the gold quartz Rolex, the white gold one.
Yes,
one of only 100 in the world.
Yeah.
Now, not many people would spot that watch.
No.
Most people would just walk past that.
Well, it looks stainless, didn't it?
It looks like a stainless steel date just from a distance.
Yeah.
But bang, straight away I spotted it, flipped it over, saw the back. There's a really, really rare watch. Unfortunately, the guy that had it also knew that it was a very, very rare watch.
Yeah.
And I think he was asking 56,000 euros
56,
for it.
yeah. Hey, if you tried to buy it, there could have been a little bit more to come
Yeah,
off
I think
it,
there'd have been a deal.
There's no point haggling when you're not.
Well, I asked him what the
in
best
market.
price was, and he went 56,000 euros.
Yeah. Unless you're saying, there's the money.
Yeah, how
then,
about 50?
Well, 50 I don't think, but.
No, well, look,
55,
you never know. I mean, my starting bid on it would have been, believe it or not, Kev, my starting bid would have been, look, it's a lovely watch, but I see it at about 40. Mm-hmm. Let him pass out, let him come round and stand up back on his feet, and be prepared to start the
There
negotiations.
wasn't a queue of people for it, was
no,
there?
there weren't a queue, and there won't be a queue of people.
There were queues at a lot of the cabinets. Some cabinets we couldn't get around, others completely empty. It was a bit of a mishmash in that respect, wasn't it?
But it was very much back to the future for me, because it brought back a lot of good memories, Kev. A lot of good memories. I was showing you some of the Rolex that I would buy, 16013s, 16233, 16234s, all in immaculate condition, all been beautifully refurbed. The condition of them was amazing, right?
There were some really lovely watches, but there were some scruffy ones too.
Lots of scruffy ones.
No surprise when they just tossed in those little cabinets like they were.
But the big thing that I noticed is how the prices have risen.
Yeah.
Even now, people say, it's been a collapse, etc. Rubbish. Let me tell you something, guys. the watches that I used to buy here in Germany and take home and make a reasonable profit on are now double the price. Double the price. Yeah, all done. Yeah, all done.
You've done with
Yeah. Thanks. All double the price. You know, so prices have been continually rising, and although we've had a backward trend,
but a lot of it was the antique stuff was relatively unaffected.
Yeah, the older stuff had been unaffected. Look, if I was going to open up a shop now, Kev, or if I was going back into business, it certainly wouldn't be with the modern stuff.
Well, so much so, it's piqued your interest again, hasn't it? We've only just been talking about it, and
every
is there a possibility?
Every time I come to a show like this, I realise that I've wasted a lot of potential, really. I probably retired about 5 years too early, Have I got the hunger to do it all over again? I'm not so sure, I think the journey will be better than the arrival, ultimately, for me. I see what's available today, I can work out in my mind how much profit there is to be made. And it's like walking past a money tree and not deciding to pick a few notes off.
Take a leaf off it.
Yeah, and it's hard to do, but I keep saying to myself, you don't want to go back there, Paul. You don't want to be doing it all over again. You haven't got the energy, you haven't got the will anymore.
And you can't just do it in one or two pieces, can you? You're either in or you're not.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. I mean, when you look around the money that you'd have to spend in today's world to open up a shop, for an example, we're not talking about a couple of 300 grand. You're talking about £2-3 million to get yourself up and running as something worth looking at in the window.
To have some stock that's going to draw people.
Yeah, anything less than that, and you're just a bit part player. Would I want to do all that again? Probably not. But the thought of it, I think what I'd love to be more than anything is a buyer for other people.
Yes.
Because it's the buying that I enjoy. I've always said that to you guys. It's not the selling. The selling dealt with itself.
Yeah.
That was the easy part.
Yeah.
The buying, the chase, the finding the bargain, the finding the special watch. I've been teasing Spencer all day. I've been taking videos of watches, sending him back and saying, look at this one, Spence, you should have had that, you should have had this, this would make you a nice profit. So, look, I know what to buy, I know how to buy it, but I don't have an outlet for it anymore, and I don't really want an outlet for it anymore.
What did that guy say, where is Spencer? He said that...
we come through security at the airport, and one of the security guards went, hello watch people, like this, right? Yeah. He said, where is the little guy?
The eine kleine Herren.
The eine kleine Herren. I said, what's that mean? He said, the
small man.
Where's the small man? So Spencer, you're even famous in Germany, you're hair dryer out here. So well done, mate. Yeah, big shout out to Spencer. I mean, he was like, hello watch people. But all he wanted to know was where the little man was. The little man with the wonky eyes. They didn't say that, to be fair, but... Right, so we get back home, shall we, Kev?
We're 5 minutes over...
In the lounge,
leaving for the gate.
laying about.
The lounge is very quiet, isn't it? We've had the place virtually to ourselves.
It's quieter than Kev's pocket. I've had trouble getting him to spend any money whilst he's been out. Honestly, he could peel an apple in his pocket, this man,
If only I could tell you the story of yesterday.
Yeah, well, you won't bother, Kev. I don't want to bore him to death,
you
but there you go.
Even if I did it, you would edit it out.
Yeah, I'd edit it out. I wouldn't let you have to say anything negative, Kev. So, look, Kev's not even managed to get a sniff of a snitch the way he's been out here, so... There you go. Right, guys.
We've had a great time. Hope you enjoyed it.
See you later.
Dann geht's los. Flugzeit ist heute mit 1 Stunde und 40 Minuten berechnet und das Wetter in London. Bisschen Wind aus Westen und Temperatur 12 Grad Celsius. Jetzt erstmal machen Sie es bequem als an Bord.